Preparation's going on feverishly behind us for Friday night, but let's start, we can't not talk about the Breakers really. Your feelings on 3 in a row?
3 in a row is great. I mean, what more can you say? You know, it's a great achievement from a fantastic sporting franchise, and in terms of the NBL, the Australian NBL, only the second team to ever do it in 30 plus years of competition. So it's an outstanding achievement, and obviously from being a part of it, a small part of it, to start off with, you know, very proud.
You win 1, you win 2, the Kiwi underdog thing kicks in, you go, well, it's not possible a third time, but really that was emphatic, wasn't it, throughout the season?
Yeah, I think the Breakers are starting to throw the Kiwi underdog tag out the window with the success that they've had, and that's a great thing in my mind. You know, they've got a big target on their back from all the other Australian teams. I can't imagine it sitting too well with all those Aussies over there, with us Kiwis winning their competition. But it's a great place to be, and you know, there may be some changes in the off season, but you know, if they could go ahead and win another one and be the first team in history to win 4, I think that would be an even better achievement.
Yeah, what other possibilities will keep a similar lineup for next year?
Well, obviously they've got the retirement of Dylan Boucher, and you're always up in the air with your imports and which way you go. I'm sure they'd love to hang on to Cedric Jackson, but whether he has a legitimate shot at the NBA,
We can't deny him that.
Yeah, no, I can't believe he's playing here. In my opinion, my humble opinion, I think he should be playing there. But again, it's got to be the right situation, right timing, and right opportunities for him. So you know, I wish him all the best. But obviously, on the other hand, it'd be great to see him back in the Breakers singlet.
What do you think it is about the Breakers environment? You obviously will be trying to replicate it down here, but what was it with your time with them? What did you see that was different from other professional clubs you played with?
I just think they try and. You know, it's all about honesty. It's all about trust. It starts from the top and it filters down throughout the whole organisation. You know, the owners, Paul and Liz Blackwell, they're good, honest, lovely people, and have a great family and great values, and that's what they live by. That's how they mould their business around. That's how they mould the Breakers franchise around. And if you can get everyone to buy into it and create that positive environment, then everyone wants to do their best. They want to do, you know, the players want to do their best for their players, their teammates. The coaches want to do the best for the other coaches, and so on. And it's a trickle-down effect, and they've got it all worked out. And so, you know, I think other sporting franchises, business, whoever, should stand up and take note and go and see how they've done, because they've obviously got the formula right.
And 3 years in a row, I mean, the All Whites make the World Cup every sort of 30 years and that sort of thing. There's great enthusiasm for soccer initially, and then it sort of dies away. But 3 in a row, there's a lot more kids playing basketball, wearing the shirts.
Yeah, wearing the shirts especially. Down here in Southland, I've seen several CJ Bruton singlets floating around on kids, and it's great. You know, it's becoming, you know, as we said earlier, they're becoming household names, and that's great for the Breakers, but it's also great for the sport of basketball. And obviously, you know, that's the business that we're in with the Sharks, and we'd obviously like to build on that and help grow it as well.
Let's talk about the Sharks and the players from the Breakers franchise. Are they here yet, and when can we expect them?
Ruben Tarangi and Morgan Tanahira are due on Wednesday afternoon. They fly in, so they'll be here for our first game on Friday against the Rangers. So it's going to be great to have those guys here. They were obviously a part of the development team with the Breakers, so I didn't see a whole lot of game time, but obviously had great experience with being in that environment and training with them. So speaking to them, they're both rearing to go, and you know, they want to get out in court and play. Although it is a great experience for those guys training and bumping shoulders with some of their idols, there's nothing like getting out on the court and actually playing. So looking forward to getting those guys in. And Leon Henry's, you know, he's obviously needs a bit of a downtime with the year he's had, and we're hoping to get him for our home game against Wellington.
What was really special about Leon that caught your eye?
He's a winner. He's a winner. He's been in all 3 championships with the Breakers. He's won titles with the Wellington Saints. Talking with him, he just, you know, one of his first comments was he just wants to come here and help us win. He wasn't concerned about minutes or his role or anything like that. He just wanted to play his part. And for such a special player and a talented player such as Leon Henry, I thought, you know, what a great mix. And that's kind of what I guess his experience with the Breakers, you know, understanding your role and doing whatever you can to help whoever you're playing for be successful.
Last time we talked to you, you had just arrived pretty much in October. Now, a few months down the track, how do you feel about the franchise, fitness levels and that sort of thing?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. A lot of the guys have been working for tirelessly for almost 6 months now. It's I don't know where time's gone, but it's gone by quite fast. And my daughter's already rolling her R's, so I think we're well and truly Southlanders now. But the guys have been putting in the hard yards, and obviously having the guys come in from out of town and putting the finishing touches on the squad. Obviously would have liked to have them a little bit earlier, but it's the nature of the beast, the nature of the business that sometimes some of your top players aren't available until last minute. So the work that these other guys have been putting in will hopefully put us in good stead to start off well on Friday.
Now let's talk the pre-season games. 4 games, 4 losses. As a coach, you certainly would have wanted at least a couple?
No, not worried about the results of pre-season. I said to the team before we even went away to Wellington, pre-season is about the process of what you're trying to achieve in the season, and I was just worried about building on what we'd done over the summer and on the practice floor, and trying to improve each time we stepped on the floor. And saying that, losing isn't acceptable for me. And of course, you go out and try and win every contest you're playing. I'm preaching and training. If you're competing in a simple drill, try and win it. If you're playing against your teammates in a scrimmage, you try and win that game. It creates a winning culture. So, in saying I was disappointed with the results, not worried about the results. At the same time, you do want to win every time, but also being realistic with not having the majority of our squad there, and playing against teams that do have the majority of their squads, you're underdone a little bit.
Let's talk about the imports versus Kevin Braswell. He's hoping not to be an import next season, of course, wants to be a New Zealander. Outstanding performance against the Nuggets and Gore on Friday.
Yeah, he's come along well. Obviously, he struggled a lot with a knee injury with his time with the Melbourne Tigers, but that seems to have come right. And now he's been here for about a month now, I think, and it's just been about getting back in shape, getting some game fitness for him. Obviously those pre-season matches were priceless in that regard, just getting that match fitness. You hear about match fitness all the time with every other sport, and that's another important tool for pre-season as well, getting guys up and down and running again and the intensity of a game. So he's a great performer, he's a proven performer. He is aged a little bit more, obviously, in the last couple of years, but I think with the players that we've got around him, especially Luke Martin, to just take a little bit of the ball carrying and leadership workload off him, I think it's going to free him up to just play with a lot more confidence and freedom, and a lot less pressure on his shoulders. Local players, are you impressed by what you see so far within the squad, and will they get much game time? That's to be confirmed. I guess the good thing with our out-of-towners not being here in the pre-season, it gave them a chance to put their hand up and tell me, yes, I'm ready, or I'm not quite ready. And I guess, to be brutally honest, I think they got taken by surprise with the intensity and the expectations of them. But again, it was a good chance for them to measure themselves against that level of competition. And I think Andrew Wheeler is actually someone who's come up and performed pretty well in the pre-season. I think he's worked hard, and he's known for how hard he works. But I think he's come along really well. I sort of throw James Paranata and Dan Peck into the locals mix, even though they're sort of adopted locals. They've been going well. And Paratini McLeod, he's a talented young man, and he came out and scored 15 points against the Nuggets on Saturday up in Gore, and I think he proved to me and everyone else that he belongs at that level and can perform.
Now, who on earth, first game up, Waitakere Rangers, who on earth are they? And not giving too much away, but what sort of game plan have you got?
Look, I'm in the middle of doing my scouting report now, and more than half the names on that roster, I have to be totally honest, I don't even know. So it's going to be tough preparing for a team like that.
And what sort of coach are you courtside? Are we going to see you gesticulating and wandering up and down and that sort of thing, or are you quiet, sit back and hold everything in?
Oh, definitely not a quiet sit back and hold everything in. I've been pretty reserved in the pre-season just because it is what it is. But I'm a passionate person, and I'm passionate about basketball. I'm passionate about my team. So if the time comes, that passion sometimes gets the best of me. But hopefully that just shows the people and my team, more importantly, that I care about it, and I care about how we perform.